Hey guys, Chris, we're live in the Dream Giveaway Garage. PJ is mic'd up and joining me today.
Hello.
Hi. Hi everybody. PJ?
I'm here.
Say hi to everybody. Boomer can't join us today. We hope he's out having a great time doing what he's doing. And today we're going to be talking restoration types. No two better cars to compare the type of restorations than two red Chevys right here in the Dream Giveaway Garage. We're going to start with this 1969 Camaro SS350, the grand prize in, we're so clever here at the Dream Giveaway Garage, the Camaro Dream Giveaway. PJ?
Amazing.
Amazing how we came up with that.
So what do we have here,
So
Chris?
right here, this is a restoration. It's an excellent restoration, but this is a restoration that has some modified parts on it. So we're going to take a look right here under the engine bay, and we're going to talk about that just for a couple of minutes here. And let's see here. I think that lever is about right here. That hood is so easy to open.
All right, so what are we looking at here as a restoration?
So what we've got here, we've got an original 350 Chevy small block. But if you look really closely, those are not factory heads. You can probably see it down there, see where the valve covers are, right underneath there. They're actually aluminum heads. And so they're modern performance aluminum heads have been painted to look like classic Chevy small block heads. But there's other things in here as well that I like saying this is an owner's choice restoration. The owner decided to add the parts that he or she wanted in order to make driving a little bit more fun. Now, does that make this restoration a resto mod? Well, it depends where you draw the line. You've got to remember that the word resto mod is a contraction of two words, restoration and modification. And so if you use that term in the strictest sense, any modification with a restoration could be considered a resto mod. However, there are some things that most guys look for when they use the term resto mod. One would be like a late model GM LS engine. Does this have a LS engine in it? No. The other thing that guys often look for in determining whether a vehicle is a resto mod is whether the factory wheels have been upgraded to a larger size, like 17s, 18s, 19s, or 20s. And that hasn't happened in this case either. PJ, show them these wonderful original rally wheels. And I believe that, PJ, can you see up there, are they 14s or 15s? They're definitely 14s.
14.
And that's what came on this car originally is those 14-inch wheels. I don't know if that specific set came on this car from the dealership or not. The other thing about this car, which is so much fun, is that the drivability of it has been so enhanced. So now take a look at that tachometer. That's not a factory issue tachometer there on the left. It is a modification. So I like saying, does it meet the threshold of what makes a resto mod? I would say that it does not. Or in a stricter sense, it's the lightest resto mod that you could get. But again, since the engine wasn't changed and since the wheels weren't changed, I would not personally call it a resto mod. How about you guys? Let's hear from you. PJ?
Joe says, love the exhaust manifolds. It looks fairly stock,
yeah,
but flow much better.
Oh, absolutely. And the other thing I'd like to point out here is the stance of the vehicle. People have asked, did you guys raise the rear of the vehicle? And no, we did the opposite of it, or it came to us the opposite. And the front has been lowered with some lowering springs. So the stance of it, the rake of that body from front to rear is not how it left the dealership in 1969 and not how it left the factory in 1969. But what a common modification that is when you own a car. So what I like saying about this Camaro, once again, it is a owner's choice restoration. There are some tasty mods on that, in my opinion. It does not meet the threshold of a true resto mod. And why? We did not change out the engine. We did not change out the wheels. There is some suspension changes. There is some internal engine stuff done as well. Totally cool restoration.
Salomon says, is everything in it original? And you're kind of going over some of that.
You know what? I haven't been with this car for the last 52 years, but my guess is no. There's got to be restoration parts in there. In fact, those seat covers are from our good friends at Legendary Auto Interiors, and we thank them for that. But the ability or the availability of restoration parts and quality restoration parts right now, especially for Gen 1 Camaros, is so wide that there's certainly restoration parts in this vehicle. There just has to be. But what a fun ride. Now let's jump on over to that Impala, if you don't mind. Now the Impala, I know it's a Chevy and it's red, it's got a manual stick, but believe it or not, this is an entirely different style of restoration. This is called a Concourse Restoration. And what does that mean? Well, that, PJ, you know what it means, don't you?
Is it same with what you'd say with a Concourse rotisserie restoration, where they're putting it on a machine and spinning it around and kind of fit?
Well, the words are not synonyms, but they're often used in the same phrase. So when you do a frame off restoration, the body of the vehicle often goes on a rotisserie, just like you have a rotisserie on your grill, right? So the body goes on there. They could flip the body to different angles so that they can go ahead and restore that body better than if they were just sliding underneath it. So a Concourse Restoration means that this vehicle was restored to exactly how it would have been when it left the factory on any particular day when this car was built.
Even those little markings in the back.
Even those markings in the back. And that's one of the first giveaway signs, or the first telltale signs, if you will, of a Concourse Restoration. And now my French is not as good today as it should be. I can say French toast and French fries very well. Did you like that, PJ?
That was good. That was good.
Thank you so much. So I think technically it's a Concours Restoration for those of you out there who want to correct me on my French. But that style of restoration is usually a points judged restoration. That means that once you complete a Concours Restoration, you then take it to a national car show where there are experts in this particular make and model who have a scorecard, who go from the car, from the front to the rear and the top and the bottom, and they either add up points or they deduct points depending upon their scoring system, and then they award you, or they award the car, and you as the owner of the car, a bronze, a silver, or a gold. It's kind of like the Olympics, PJ.
Salam has a question. I want to know why the car previously was higher back and lower in the front.
Well, we answered that. Did you hear me there? Or maybe you just joined in. But either way, I'll be happy to answer that question again for you. And thank you for joining us today in the Dream Giveaway Garage. The front has been lowered. It has lowering springs. And that little stance that it has now just gives it a tougher look. Again, that's an owner's choice restoration. On a Concours Restoration, you would not see that. You would see it level just like it left the factory.
So it's just pretty much just for looks and appearance and...
Looks and appearance and style.
Gotcha.
And cool factor, PJ. Speaking of cool factor, PJ, you know a lot about cool factor.
Oh, absolutely. I'm hanging around with the best, coolest guy right there.
He treats me so well here, ladies and gentlemen. So Concours Restoration here. And again, one of the first telltale signs of a Concours Restoration are the chalk marks. PJ, you know what chalk marks are.
Is that really chalk? Is that somebody literally taking a piece of chalk and just...
Well, in the old days it was, but these days they usually use paint and then they spray over it, but it could be chalk, depending on the technique that they use.
I mean, everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how it left the line. Now, when you bought a car new back in the day, you know how often those chalk marks would last on your vehicle?
30 seconds?
Nah, maybe a couple of weeks. And then as you're driving and the dust gets into that engine bay, those chalk marks would fade out. But on a Concours Restoration like this Impala, and I've got to mention this engine. PJ, look at that engine.
It's a beautiful engine. You know, you can actually see through the floor and see the ground underneath.
That's right.
You can't
Not
see that
only a
either.
beautiful engine, it is beautiful and powerful. Isn't that what we're all looking for in a significant
Beautiful and
other.
powerful.
Beautiful
Yeah.
and powerful. Here you go, guys.
What's the X here? Tell me what the X is sitting on this thing for. Why is that chalk again? Paint?
I don't know what that specific chalk mark means, PJ. You called me out on that, and I don't know the answer to that one. Perhaps it meant that they filled the windshield wiper fluid. I don't know. But this is a Concourse restoration, and a Concourse restoration, more often than not, means a frame-off rotisserie restoration. But a Concourse restoration is the highest level restoration to original standards, or to the original specifications that the vehicle left the factory with. Wow.
Carl has a question. How much for the '69 Camaro? I'm not sure.
How much? It's not for sale. You can't buy it.
How can you get it?
You have to win it.
And how do you do that?
PJ, you know the answer to this.
How do you do that?
You go to www.dreamgiveaway.com and you use PJ's often misquoted promo code. I'm kidding. It's use promo code Facebook Live and you're going to get bonus tickets, courtesy of me and PJ here in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
We're always giving.
We're always giving, and you guys are so great helping out those 9 great charities. You're always a winner when you enter to win here. Any other questions, or we're going to wrap it up for today?
Kathy says, you know, X marks the spot on that.
There you go. X marks the spot where the windshield wiper fluid goes. Very good, Kathy. Kathy gets an A+ for participation today. Thank you, Kathy. Did you see earlier, Kathy was in the Dream Giveaway Garage, and did you see the animal she had with her?
It was like a horse.
It was some sort of prehistoric creature. Kathy, what exactly was that?
I'm guessing Bernese Mountain Dog, something like that.
Kathy, what was that mythical creature that you had in the Dream Giveaway Garage earlier today? Maybe, perhaps you'll share that information with us.
I'm sure it had a bunch of horsepower, that's for sure.
That's right. It looked like it had a lot of horsepower. You could put, Kathy, you could put a saddle on that thing.
It was big. It was big.
All right, guys. Want to remind you that what's that?
Cadillac's only got a few more days.
Cadillac's only got 12 days left. 12 days left for you to enter to win the Cadillac CTSV. It's over there by the Denali next to the Camaro. Get your entries at www.dreamgiveaway.com.
And it is a Bernese Mountain Dog, by the way. Kathy.
Is it?
Yes.
I thought it was that other huge dog.
I don't know.
Okay. There you go. I thought it was a Shetland pony. Here we go. It's Super B over here, 6-pack, 440, 6-pack lift-off hood, 27,000 original miles. Over here, 454 cubic inch LS6 Corvette. One of, PJ, you know it by now. One of how many?
One of one?
No, one of
806. I don't know. I'm throwing numbers.
One of 188.
188. Well, I had the one right.
You got the one right, and you said 8 somewhere else in there, so you were close. All right, guys. And then, of course, the Impala, which is definitely, I can't say definitely, I think it's a 101. I honestly do. Just, man, and this car is so nice. This is my favorite car in the Dream Giveaway Garage, but this one, ladies and gentlemen, has got to be also my favorite car in the Dream Giveaway Garage. I love these two Chevys.
Yeah, these two are pretty
wow. And
Salim says next year I'm going to come visit you.
There you go. You're all welcome to come visit us. Beautiful Largo, Florida. Come visit in January when it's really cold wherever you guys are, and it's nice and warm and toasty here. All right, guys. PJ, what else do you have to tell them?
That's what we got.
Okay. Okay, guys. I can't tell you to kick off the weekend. We'll do that tomorrow. But we'll see you tomorrow. More great fun, more great action, more great grand prizes. And PJ, thanks for going on mic today.
See you next time.
In the Dream Giveaway Garage.